Hello, YouTube world. I'm Dalila, and greetings from somewhere in Los Angeles. Hope you're all having a great day or great evening, um, depending on where you are in the world. So, for today's video, I'm going to be discussing, a situation that was, I was helping a litigant with. So, if you don't already know, I am a family law paralegal. I assist people with filing for divorce, parentage, and restraining orders of like domestic violence, civil harassment, and elder abuse. That's generally what I help with. Um, a little bit of that is child support, but I'm not really well trained in child support. Mostly what I do is restraining orders. Those particular restraining orders. I don't handle workplace violation and stuff like that. Um, but I'm going to get into a litigant who came in. He was a young man, definitely in his early 20s. And he came out he moved here to Los Angeles from New Jersey. Um, not quite sure why. And, you know, probably has something to do with the reason why a lot of people come to LA. Um, but in any case, he met a woman. They got into a relationship. They moved in together. And um, as soon as she moved in, things just started going crazy. And by crazy, I mean uh, domestic violence. So, according to the litigant, she has a lot of issues, a lot of trauma, a lot of mental health issues, and childhood trauma, and that was reflecting on the relationship. Um, so he's saying, I'm not cut out for this. I don't want to deal with this, and so he attempted to end the relationship. Now they've been living together for 6 months, so it's his home. The lease is under his name. He's the one who's basically paying the rent and all the bills. And of course, the relationship is over. He wants her to leave. She refuses to leave. And so he's called the police, and the police are basically saying, hey, she's been living here for over a month. Like, she's been living here now. I think they were living together for about 6 months before he decided to end the relationship. So the police is pretty much like, hey, she's been living here. This is her home, basically. Meaning he would have to go through the process of having her formally evicted. But of course, in the meantime, they are going, there's domestic violence happening. They're having fights every night, and she is getting physical with him. Um, One instance, he did manage to put her things out, and she eventually did leave. So she left his apartment. She's got her things, and she left his apartment. Well, in this apartment building, her sister used to live in the same apartment building, and her sister moved out. But she still had the key to this unit. And the unit was vacant because, of course, it was being remodeled. It was being worked on for the next tenant to move in. But in the meantime, the landlord never changed the locks on that unit. So now her sister's unit is next to his unit. So obviously she goes to his house. He won't let her in, right? So I guess since she had the key to her sister's apartment, she got into her sister's apartment, into this vacant apartment, and was able to climb out onto the balcony. She came out onto the balcony, and from the balcony, she was able to get to where his unit is. Um, and I believe he has a living room window, and I believe there's a balcony there as well. So from her sister's unit, she's able to get over to his unit. and she used her elbow to break the window. Also, she kicked in the window. So she's like using her elbow and her, leg to, and she managed to kick in his living room window. And the glass goes shattering. She gets cut in the process on her arm. And the glass comes out and it kind of hits him on his torso, his lower, I guess maybe his abdomen or whatever. Anyway, he gets hit by glass and gets cut by the glass. She climbs through and she's yelling at him, telling him, "You can't get rid of me. I'm not going anywhere." And he's like, freaking out. And she is, screaming at him. She's pulling his hair. She's pushing on him. She starts to throw things at him. She throws, I don't know, some kind of um, drawer that was kind of broken. She throws that at him, but he's able to dodge it, and so it misses him. And then, so finally, she starts pushing him. Now, this guy is like 6'7", 6'8". He's very tall. Um, and, I can only imagine in a situation like this where, there's domestic violence and the woman is the aggressor, and, the restraint, that that a man, especially when he is a much taller, bigger, heavier than the woman, how much restraint he has to, um, kind of exercise. But she's pushing him, and she manages to push him out of his apartment. And in all of this, she manages to get his cell phone. So she pushes him out, closes the door, locks the door. He's banging on the door, "Let me back in." She won't let him back in. He realizes what she took my cell phone. So he goes to his the maintenance man slash manager home and says, "Hey, look, my ex-girlfriend, she's broken into my apartment. She busted the window. She's kicked me out of the apartment. She won't let me back in." And so the manager is pretty much telling him, "Look, you need to call the police. You need to call the police. You need to get her out of here. All of this, she's caused damage, and it's all this fighting and screaming and noise. I can't have this on my property. If you don't handle this, you're in danger of losing your apartment." So he goes ahead. He calls the police, and by the time the police come, she left. She left the apartment, took off, gone. So the police come, and he's talking to them. He's telling them what happened. He's showing them the busted window. They take pictures of it, and then they see, all of a sudden, he sees her walking down the street with some guy coming back towards the apartment building. And so he tells the police, he's like, "Oh, right, there she is right there. That's her." And so the police, they go, oh, they're like, they wave her down and say, "Ma'am, come over here. We got some questions for you." And she's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Did you assault this man? Did you take his cell phone?" And basically, she admitted to it. She was like, "Yeah, I did." And um, yeah. And so they end up arresting her. Um, and they were able to get his cell phone from her, and they gave it, so he was able to get his cell phone back. So they arrested her, and she was put in jail. And then the next morning, that's when he comes and he's like, "I need to file a restraining order." The police told him, "Look, she gets out, she's gonna come back, probably gonna come back trying to get in. So it's best that you file a restraining order against her." So that's what he did. He came, he filed the restraining order. He's telling me all of this. There's been past incidents. There's been incidents where she got into his apartment by doing something to the handle, the door handle, or she messed with the lock on the door and was able to get into his apartment. And there's, because he has no family here, he has no like support system. She's threatened to like have people, um, you know, get her family or get people that she knows to like attack him or jump him or whatever. She's done all that. But this is the incident that really, said that this is the incident that made him say, I need to get a restraining order against this person. Um, and while he was there, doing his paperwork, he gets a phone call from a weird number. He answers it, and it says, you have a collect call from such and such, an inmate at such and such. And he immediately hangs up. So basically, she tried to call him. And he was showing me, he's like, I think she's calling me. She's trying to call me. And of course, I'm saying, I mean, don't talk to her. Don't answer. Don't talk to her. Don't do anything. So yeah, that he um, was able to get his paperwork finished and sent him on his way so that he could file his restraining order. And I though that's just some of the situations that I hear about from litigants, but um, domestic violence is, I mean, I don't have to tell you, it is such a, um, oh, so much goes is going on with domestic violence. Um, Partner abuse, spousal abuse, all of it. You go on one date with somebody, you have a very brief relationship with somebody, whether it be a month. Uh, you go on one date with someone and they all heck breaks loose. I don't want to say the other word because I want to keep it clean, but it's very scary out there, is what I'm saying. And for men and for women, for everyone in between, it's scary out there. And when I'm helping these people, I just think about how easy it is to get caught in a situation like this. And it just makes my antennas go up even more. It makes me more aware. And since I've been working in family law, one thing about it is that it makes me so hyper aware of, um, you know, marriage and having kids and, who you chose to start relationships with or forge relationships with. Um, and some things kind of trigger me, not like sends me into a crazy state, but triggers me in that when I watch shows like Married at First Sight or what's the other one? Lo- what is the one where they don't see each other? They're in the rooms and they don't see each other. Love is Blind. That one. Um, Even The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, where the end goal is for these people to be married. And I just think that is such a horrible thing to have be the ultimate goal. Like gamifying marriage. Marriage is a real thing. Getting into a relationship with somebody is a real thing that has real world consequences when it does not work out. You are saying you don't know this person. You've known this person for zero point 0.2 seconds. You met him in a controlled environment on what's basically a game show. And the outcome is that you guys get married. And it's, I mean, marriage is a business decision. It's love, absolutely. It's about love, companionship, and bonding with somebody spiritually and all that great stuff. But let's be honest, it's also business. You're talking about coming together, merging, the merging of two um, companies, like corporate merger. That's kind of what marriage is. We're talking about finances and assets and all of this stuff. And to, these shows, they treat that like it's not a real thing. Like it's just so easy to just, oh, if it doesn't work out, just get a divorce. Like it's so easy, and it's not. And and just or just jumping into these relationships because somebody was nice to you or someone gave you flowers. You're not used to somebody being nice to you, and you just, jump head first um, into this, and this person ends up being a nightmare. And we have social media, we have these television shows, and they make it seem like it's so cute, and it's like it's a game. It's not a game. And I can tell you that because I see the blowback of it in my job. Same thing with having kids. Kids are beautiful. They're cute. They're so freaking cute. The babies, they're so cute and cuddly, but they are humans. They are little humans, and they grow, and they're going to grow up to one day become adults. And the person that you choose to have these kids with is going to determine what kind of what kind of people these kids grow up to be. And, and it's cute on social media, taking all the photos and, making, baby showers and wedding and all this stuff. It's all so very cute and aesthetically nice. But I see the other side of it. I see the part where stuff goes horribly wrong. And so yeah, that is basically my point. My point is, don't believe everything you see. Um, it's rough out there. It's a jungle out there, and um, I'm pretty sure people have had their own experiences with partner abuse, domestic violence, and feel free to talk about it. It's I know for some men, they don't like to talk about it because it's not really um, something that society society doesn't really offer a safe space for men to talk about abuse and stuff like that. But it happens, and it's a very real thing. And I just want I I just wanted to kind of talk about that. And yeah, so again, if you've had any experiences with stuff like that, what kind of experiences did you have? Me being I'm a single woman, and we'll get into that in future videos as to why I am choosing to be single at this time. While I, pursue this major life change. But that's it for today, and I hope to speak to you soon again. So have a great day, have a great evening, wherever you are. And if you like this content, give me a follow and a thumbs up. And if you don't, hey, just give me a thumbs up and a follow. I don't know. All right, have a great time. Have a great day. All right, bye.